If you want to start with Venezuela, what's happening with the coup attempt? How are things shaking out?
Juan Guaido announced himself to be interim president in January 2019. The US instantly recognized him as the legitimate leader, as did all of the US's major allies in Europe, including Britain, France. All of the US's major Latin American allies did likewise. What the US hoped would happen was that the military, or large swaths of the military, would defect to Juan Guaido's side, and that there would be a civic military overthrow of the government. What happened is that the military stayed very loyal to the government. There were very few defections to Guaido's side, and the coup attempt just became more and more desperate and more bizarre and ridiculous as time has gone by. So this year, for example, there's been a sea incursion by a group of mercenaries, including two American citizens, who tried to take a boat from Colombia and invade by sea to topple the government. This, of course, failed. The US claims that it had nothing to do with it, though there are, and the Guaido faction claims that it had nothing to do with it, though there have been recordings that were leaked that strongly imply that this was done at the behest of the Guaido faction in Venezuela. I think what's particularly damning and what really shows the extent to which the coup has crumbled is that the more moderate opposition parties have signed a peaceful coexistence pact with the government and broken with the strategy of Juan Guaido. So he is now an even more isolated figure. It's likely that the status quo in Venezuela will maintain, and that the coup strategy will just kind of become more and more of a kind of sideshow. So it's over, and that has huge implications for US power in the region and globally, because this is supposed to be the US's backyard, Latin America is, and they've failed to change the regime to a friendly government, even there, and even in a country which has been suffering under a huge economic crisis since about 2014. So it's very interesting, I think, that it shows the extent to which the US is an empire that's in decline.